Deze is hartstikke awesome Jeff.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Inside Scoop with Alex and Jeff. I am Alex Dingman.
I'm Jeff Doss. What's up, guys? We are excited to have a great show, and we have our special guest with us today, Mr. Sen Gao from Ohio Wushu Academy. How are you doing, sir?
Very good. Sen Gao's here. Everybody remember me?
Yes, sir. We definitely do.
Yeah.
So glad you're on. We were talking about having you on. We're so glad that it worked out. This is going to be an exciting show.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Thanks
Alex,
for inviting me. Pleasure.
Yeah. Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, Sen Gao, let's tell everyone where you are at. Where's your martial arts school located, and how long you've been there?
I moved in Ohio, Columbus. I live in Columbus, Ohio now. My business is Ohio Wushu Academy. Yeah, my background is Wushu. So I've been living here 8 years. Before I live in Chicago, training in the AKA Sharky's Karate. Yeah, also teaching there. Yeah.
Awesome. So where originally are you from, and when did you start martial arts?
I'm from China, originally from China, and now I'm a citizen of the United States.
And how long? When did you move over here? What year?
2011, June 21st, flew to Chicago. Yeah, that's I remember that day because
I bet.
one $100 and my skills, one bag. That's all.
I'm out.
Life.
That's awesome.
Did you say you came to America with $100?
Yes.
A suitcase and skills.
One suit. Yeah, it's just my martial arts skills. That's my life.
I love it. That's awesome, man. We've heard some awesome stories about people just picking up and leaving. That's one of the great ones, man. $100 and let's go.
Yeah, let's go. That's how I bought a flight ticket and change $100 in my pocket. That's just go. Cannot look back. Just go forward.
That's awesome. I love it.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
So Sen Gao, when did you start martial arts? Explain what that's like doing martial arts and doing wushu in China.
Okay. I started Chinese martial arts when I was 6 years old. And first start, you have to live in your martial arts school. The old time, it's like you have to live there. It's a kind of like a martial arts school. You also study too. Training, and live there. It's that the training, the school is not too good. It's kind of like Shaolin Temple, cold. 6 years old. No one take care of you. I remember that's hard time for me. It's training outside the winter. Your hands hurt, blood everywhere, suffering. I don't want to think about it.
Wow.
Now, let's explain about wushu. Wushu is a Chinese martial arts. Yeah. I think a lot of karate area, NASCAR, everyone, they educated, they know what is wushu. Wushu is Chinese martial art. In my area, everyone don't know about wushu, this kind of words. They just know karate, taekwondo, or martial arts. So wushu is Chinese martial arts. Wu stand for military and strength, power, courage, strength, and Shu means strategy, tactics, skills, and together is martial arts.
I didn't
It's
know
Chinese martial arts. They heard Kung Fu. We say Kung Fu. It means supreme skill from hard work. All
Okay.
you, all skills you can say that cook, painter, karate, taekwondo, Kung Fu, because you're doing so well 1,000 times. That's Kung Fu. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, because I know there's some confusion on the different styles of kung fu and what what wushu is and what's the different branches of that. Um, so what different styles did you do? Was it just wushu, or was there is there background in other things?
Yeah, that's great. As wushu is a umbrella, like Chinese martial arts, wushu. And the Kung Fu is one type martial arts. Wing Chun Kung Fu, Tai Chi Kung Fu, Shaolin Kung Fu. They all called Chinese martial arts called wushu is martial arts. You
Okay,
get-
okay, got it.
So from my background, I'm doing
Oh,
a lot martial arts, Tai Chi, Kung Fu, wushu, and Wing Chun too a little bit,
Mhm.
kickboxing. You know, you live in the martial arts school a lot every day, 8 hours per day, 6 days a week. You see all kind of martial arts. You just playing with it. So that's why you know a lot. I know a lot of weapons too. You just have a lot of time in there, 8 hours per day, 6 day a week.
Yeah, that's something that we don't really understand in America. It's like we go to regular school, and martial arts is something you do after school, right? It's
Yes,
not a
yes,
yeah, unless you're homeschool, and then maybe you do an extra hour.
yes, yes, yes. It's
I
different.
I already have so many questions.
Uh,
There's a lot to unpack in just a little bit. What have we been on, like 6, 7 minutes?
Yeah,
This is amazing.
this
So
is.
when you say, all right, you live there, I guess I can mentally kind of process that and go, okay, I guess I can see what you're saying.
mhm.
But it sounds like the living conditions are not good. What do you
Yeah,
mean? Like when you said like nobody takes care of you, you train outside in the cold.
yeah.
What do you mean by nobody takes care of you?
It's like a preschool kind of your without your parents. Like your parents just send you to the martial arts school. You just follow the older brothers. Follow the routine. Wake up 6 a.m. Start running 5K and start stretching. I still remember you have to put your leg on the chair and not put it here. Your toes with your toes is use your chin. My toes on my chin all the time. The teacher tell you do that, do that. If you don't do it, so my coach, my master always have a long staff. Usually they hate the older brothers, kung fu brother. I mean,
Mhm.
for younger kids, they don't really hate, but we are so scared. You can hear the staff hit the butt, hit the leg, quack, quack. So that time we full splits. It just bite my use my teeth, mouth, bite my toes, just stay there. This way is more comfortable. Instead, the master hate you. That's how we training. That's the training
Wow.
way. Yeah.
So, all right, now I have another question. So when you say like, all right, yeah,
Yeah.
there's a certain amount of fear.
Yeah.
The living conditions were rough. The
Yes.
training conditions were rough.
Yes.
Did you still love it?
Good question. For that age, you just want to survive. You don't know you like it, you love it. You 6 years old, then you just want fears, and you don't want to just someone hate you. Just this way is the easy way. This also, I know that way. Only way can get out of my small village. I was born in a small village, and my parents not rich. You barely eat meat. I never, when I was young, never eat like shrimp. That's
Yeah.
kind of food. So I think that's when my parents send me to the martial arts school. I think this is the best way to let me get out of the village. That's the only way I can say the word. I just want to keep doing it. Don't want to back.
Right.
You know.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay. So you saw it as your way out, your way towards
Yes.
like a life of what you've thought at least success, right?
Yes. Yes.
So what were you doing before you left China and came over here? And what made you want to come to America?
And how old were you when you left as well?
Okay. With the time, that's the process. When you're doing good, then master send you to the city team or state team. Then Chinese government start take care of you, but you have to
The
do
government.
good.
Okay.
Yeah, government to pay you food, pay you salary, pay you everything.
Wow.
That's the a lot of kids doing it, and you have someone go to my kung fu brother. They go to Shaolin Temple. Someone getting better, then government to take care of you. Then but let you get in the professional team. They pay you, and then you have to train in 8 hours per day, 6 days a week. That's kind of like a regular job. So I started maybe 12, maybe 15 or 18. That time also during the Shaolin Kung Fu tour in Europe. I'm one of the Shaolin Kung Fu master. I was 12 years old. That's why you saw me every time I have to shave my hair by myself, or my brother shave my hair, doing the Shaolin Kung Fu monk. 2 months in Europe. Just start to go to Germany, then take a bus around the Europe.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. Yeah, because we've seen that here. We've seen the Shaolin tour in the
Yeah.
States, in America. So
Yeah.
you did the one in Europe when you were
In
a
Europe,
child.
I'm 12. Yeah, a child 12, between 14, I think.
Okay.
And
That's
and
awesome.
then back to my hometown and start keep training. I think this is that time you nothing to do. You only know martial arts. That's what you only doing. So for not different, way different with the United States. Kids have this, can choose this, can do this, can do that. For me,
Wow.
only martial arts, only way I can do that.
Right.
Only way can change my life. Then I'll start when I was 18 years old. So I think I started teaching already in
Okay.
Tianjin province in Chinese martial arts school. I started teaching like 1 year. Then I start training. I think I'm still young. I'm still training good. So then I'm back to a professional team again. 18 years old. Then stay in Liaoning professional wushu team 7 years. Stay there, compete in national Chinese professional Chinese martial arts wushu championship. I got top of first place, Tong Chen, and third place with the fighting form. Top 6 is a Changquan Daoguan, Changquan
Okay.
long fist, broadsword, Chinese broadsword, long staff, and all the traditional weapons I got all pretty good. And
Man.
yeah, again, this is the only way. You don't have other choice. Only way to doing this. You
do
have
it.
to do this. Yeah, just do it. If you don't do it, what else?
Yeah. So you were doing that. You had a job doing martial arts. Why move to America? Now, again, you told us some things. You have more choices, right, of what
Yeah.
you to do. But you came here. Was the original plan to continue doing martial arts, or was it to find something else?
Yes, I'm still competing in Liaoning professional team. One day, I think I'm still competing. It's my life. I just
Right.
want to do it. After, I think at that time is something. My older brother from Shaolin, from a school, martial arts school, they come to United States. We start
Okay.
connect, talk, see the movement. That time we don't have use. We use the Chinese app called QQ. That time we FaceTime, we talk. That time I can see United States.
Yeah.
Still good. No,
Yeah.
the rich country. No, that we don't see that. A good country. Then they they afford, like, they have a fancy car, they have martial arts school, they talk about United States school, and they school get busy. They want the coach brothers come help him to teach.
Mm.
And I started thinking about it. So I think because compared with my kung fu brothers, my level is okay, even above better than them. So I think if they can do it, I can do it too.
Yeah.
That's why it's about my life, my rest of life. I think okay, already get a gold medal, first place in China. So I better think about it. 30 years later, I start.
Right.
That's why I talked to him. Do you need a coach? He said, yes, I'm star busy. I just want to talk to you and say. That's why how I came United States.
Awesome.
So you
Awesome.
saw that as your way, like, ooh, I
Ooh,
could get
yeah.
there too.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
get there. Yes, I can get it
That's
too.
amazing.
That's
Yeah.
pretty resourceful.
That's
That is.
the reason I come to United States. In 2011.
So
Yeah.
11, yeah. I'm trying to remember. I think when did we start seeing you on the NASCAR circuit? I feel like it was 2012 or 2013.
That's what I think. Yeah.
2013.
2013. Okay.
Mhm.
So what how did you get into the sport martial arts world, and what did you learn from that?
And even before, when you came to America, where did you go?
How about my kung fu brother teaching at his school every day? He's busy. Pay a little bit. Take care of I take care of my food, my living. That's why I said I bring $100 one shoot kit. Then just because I have skills, they give me food, they give me room. That's how I start.
Awesome.
I teaching like there, and after like 2 year relationship, I think I want to make more money and do something else, start my business. But that time, my English no good. I'm not ready. So first 3 years, I'm suffering in United States. No
Yeah.
English, no good.
That's
So
all right.
I think and start. I started keep connect with everybody. Try to call. Do you need a coach? Can you give me a job or something? So finally, one friend introduced me to NASCAR. It started because I'm living in Chicago,
Hmm.
the AKA Warrior Cup. They say, "Hey, you better to go this tournament. That's best quality tournament. High. If you go there, you're working hard, you may win. Then everybody know you. You may have better chance." It's his name Shifu Team White Kung Fu. I think
Okay.
if I'm right. Shifu Team. Yeah. If he say you forgot my name, it's not good. Yeah. That's why
All right.
in
So AKA was the first tournament. Sorry,
yes,
Warrior Cup was the first tournament, 2013, and you
yes.
came there and just shocked everyone, right?
Yeah. Started my first tournament. Yeah, I tried my
Did you
best.
win the Warrior
I
Cup
just started
that year?
training. Yeah, Warrior
Yeah.
Cup is my first one. I winning one Warrior Cup at the Grand Champion, the big trophy. I like it.
Yeah.
That's
That's
my first.
awesome.
Yeah, and United
So
People
Show.
go their whole lives, never win one.
right, you
And
go.
then you
Yeah.
didn't even know what it was a couple months out in front. And then here you go win the literally largest
Oh,
award.
yeah.
Man,
I
That's
try my
hats
awesome.
off
best.
to you, my friend.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
So
That's
Sen Gao, for me, we did an episode, Alex and I, talking about our favorite Chinese martial artists or wushu or martial arts, and how important that has been to open or even sport karate tournaments. Which sounds
Right.
crazy, is that wushu competitors are very legendary in sport karate. People are like, karate tournaments, kung fu people are winning karate tournaments. Yes, they do,
Yeah.
and we have a lot of favorite ones. The
Mm.
thing
They
that you
shaped us
brought
quite a bit.
compared to the other competitors that have come from, say, the Beijing Wushu team or China, like a Ming Lu and like a DX, those
Yeah.
guys, they were awesome and precise. but their face was stone cold. They had nothing. You brought a whole nother character. You brought stage presence and entertainment. You knew how to. You really enjoyed to wow the crowd and get them all pumped up. Where does that come from?
That's a great question. That's my background. I have been with the Shaolin tour in Europe, where we did a lot of performance. Sometimes serious business. You kind of know your audience,
Right?
Because we did a lot of performance on stage. When you do something, backflips, everybody, then something you doing this, everybody, I've been tried many times. I fly kick, kick there, and then everybody start, every time. I think everybody remember me doing the Chao Tiandeng, that's Chinese name. Put my leg, single leg, and hold my leg, falling down on the floor.
Yes, sir.
I already tested it when I was 12 years old. Every single day I'm doing this, everybody in Europe.
So you knew,
yeah.
So
So you
that
knew.
European tour really kind of brought out what you knew would be that showmanship. Is that accurate?
Yes. Yeah. Because you get it back. You know your audience, what they want, what is the best, feeling they get. You just shock them.
Yeah.
For the moment. Yeah.
Now, Sen Gao, what did you learn from sport martial arts, and how did you like competing against other styles that were completely different?
Yeah, that's when I never competed in China. I never see this kind of tournament.
Right.
In the United States, I see, wow, this big karate, taekwondo, everybody get together. I like it because I think we always martial arts, just a little bit different. We know each other. I see, like, for example, you're kicking the bang bang, the quality. I know how many times you been practice.
Yes, sir.
I know, pretty good. So when I go in there, sports karate, I think all the judges sometimes agreed. That's called quality. When you're doing one kick, when you're doing one this job, they know how many times you've been practice, how many years. That's why big respect from NASCAR or sports martial arts. You guys awesome, So I'm learning. So it's a big family. So from being big, it's all martial arts. And then, friendship through martial arts.
Correct. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. So what were some of your favorite moments competing in sport karate tournaments in the NASCAR circuit? What were some of the ones that you like, those wins, or maybe even losses, or what was your favorite part?
Me?
Yes, sir.
My moment. I've been winning a lot in NASCAR.
Yeah.
So I like the one. Maybe it's
I've got a couple of favorite moments if you don't have one.
Oh yeah. Okay. I hope I try to catch up. Then ESPN one is Orlando.
Yeah, US Open. Yes, sir.
It's a lot of people there. I like there. I got a short interview and did take off my t-shirt and like that. They tell me more cooler, look up, they started.
That's funny.
That's funny. Seriously, I don't know. It's just they tell me do what I do. Take off a t-shirt and they look at they started Sen Gao from China. He's really bringing the best of Chinese martial art to the United States. So that time I'm winning the grand champion too. Yeah.
Awesome.
So
awesome.
That year is a snake year. I'm doing the snake form. Yeah.
Yeah, that was an awesome experience to see you and see you compete. Alex, what was one of yours that you enjoyed seeing Sen Gao compete?
By far my favorite. Now I remember. It might have been 2013. It might have been a different year. I remember being like right in the front watching you with the AK Warrior Cup, and I was like, "God, you freaking kidding me!" I was like, "Give the guy 10 points. Give him a 10." Right? That was not my favorite. That was not my favorite. My favorite was the Diamond Nationals.
Oh.
Yeah. When you won the Diamond Ring.
Yeah.
In Sen Gao, I don't know how you pulled this off. how in the world did you get the microphone from John Worley? How did
Yeah,
you do
no one
this?
gets to do that.
Oh.
How did you? Who gave this iconic Chinese man the microphone, and then you called your wife up on the stage and gave her your diamond ring, Jeff? I
Yeah,
don't know that there's been a more memorable diamond moment. Like, are you kidding
that's
me?
true.
This transcends the martial arts competition.
Yeah,
yeah.
For
it
me,
was
that was it.
pretty epic. I remember that one as well. It was awesome, man. I mean, that year 2013 was Sen Gao's year. I mean, and he
Oh,
just
yeah.
took over sport martial arts. And then it was kind of like you became just part of us. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
you went everywhere after that, you know. And even that year, you went to so many events. You did NASCA, you did NBL, you went to Super
Yeah.
Grands in
Yes.
2013. That was where you and
Yeah.
I had a good battle, which in the traditional grands, which was kind of
Mhm.
different than what
Mhm.
you had done in NASCA, where it was more of the open style stuff. So you got to show off
Mhm.
a different style of what people have normally seen you. So it was a lot of fun. Just seeing you compete in different areas, which was always fun for me. And the wide range of weapons you used.
Mhm.
You know, sometimes we see we in America they call it soft style. Okay, that's
Mhm.
not always the case, but that's
Mhm.
what it is. Chinese martial arts, and they maybe have one weapon that they're good at, and that's it. Maybe
Mhm.
two. But we
Mhm.
saw you with a wide variety, and then we also when it comes to Capital Classics at DC Capital Classics, we saw you do Tai Chi. We saw you do uh, different animal styles. I mean,
Mhm.
everything. And so we really got to see you as all around martial arts, not just someone who does like maybe Northern style and that's it,
Mhm. Mhm.
So
Yeah.
that's why I really respect you because you brought all of it to
Mhm.
America, not just one element.
Yes.
Do you
Thank you.
understand what I'm saying, sir?
Yeah. 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 Thank you. In that time, so for me, I don't have other job to do. Training is my job. Also, I really needed the grand champion, the prize,
Yeah.
even for my food. That's why
Yes.
when I share this story to everybody, that's why someone do it for fun, single do it for food. If you don't win, you don't have food.
Right.
That's why every time I'm on stage, I was all stressful and then just I have to win,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And when I winning the Diamond National, that's why that's a hard time for me. That's why I don't know. That time I'm married, so I'm so I'm poor. I just come United States. I have when my wife married me, so kind of support me. I don't have a real. Don't have money buy a ring. I think that's diamond ring.
Yeah.
Is I earn it. I win it. So that's why I start. Okay, give me a chance. My wife's there, and I just want to say something to her,
That's
to
awesome.
thanks her. Appreciate her.
That's
That's why
amazing.
I called her on stage. Just from my heart, deep heart, just please take it. As my first things winning this, you take it.
That's great.
Are you
That's great,
kidding me?
Sengo.
Number one,
No?
we've seen people give awards away before,
Right.
right? Like, I think I saw Raymond give his final Rolex that he won away to Jason Borelli. What an amazing match. Yes, that was a
Yeah.
great moment. We've seen things like that. I've never seen and heard described a more selfless moment from winning really the biggest tournament that there was.
Right.
That was
Yeah. It was awesome.
that was pretty
It was
cool.
awesome. All right. So Sen Gao, I know you got to run in a little bit, but so after sport martial arts, you moved to Ohio, opened up your Wushu Academy, and you have kind of got. I guess you've never stopped competing, but you've been focused more on Wushu competition. Explain
Yes.
that and what all you've been doing over the past few years.
Yeah, I'm still training the first days when I moved to Columbus, Ohio, start a business. You know, if you business owner, you have to think about a business every time the money come and go. You start rent. Everything is about money. So I have to focus on business. Don't compete a lot. No, that's why I stay here for business. Get students. Focus on my business. 80 years now. Everything's doing well. So I'm
So
still
now,
still competing, training
okay,
back, and uh, I- one thing is last year I passed my uh, citizen.
okay, your
Citizenship.
citizenship.
Yeah,
Yes, awesome.
so
Congratulations.
I'm new citizen. Thank you. And what the reason is I want to become citizen. You know, is 2021. Supposed to the 16th World Wushu Championship in Dallas, Texas, United States. So I think I win all of the multiple world champion titles, different tournament. So I think I still need one wushu championship.
Yeah,
Also, it's in United States. It's my area.
yeah.
So I cannot represent China now. So I better think I can represent the USA. You know. So I passed test to citizenship. Passed the test. So what the reason I supposed to compete in 2021 because
Hmm.
of the pandemic, the 16th World Wushu Championship moved to 2023. That's
So
why
next year in November,
next
right?
year November,
Yeah.
yes, and
Yes. Yes.
next year my mom
I
weekend.
shared about that last week. So this is something that we have talked about on our show, like trying to go to different martial arts events, tournaments, instead of just the same ones we always go to.
Yeah.
Look at this. This is going to be exciting. You know, this is going to be in November in Fort Worth, a big venue, and we get to see our man Sen Gao representing the
Yes,
United States win a world title. So how
yes.
excited are
Please
you for that?
support me there. Yeah. I think I'm 36. I'm a compete with the 25, 20-year old
Yes.
kids. They, you know, it's no excuse. I learned from America culture. Age only a number.
Exactly.
You just don't count your number. If you want to do it, just do it. So now I feel that I'm a very strong. I have a Chinese background. I have a United States background. Now combine together. Our way. Just need
I
everybody
believe
come.
so. I believe so.
My gosh. I'll
Yeah.
tell you.
So Sen Gao, I watched some of your performances from the Pan Americans, right?
Mm-hmm.
And just what was awesome was to hear how all the commentators were praising you and just how, and again, like you said, your experience, but like they were just like, the age doesn't matter. He is
Yeah.
still at so much higher of a level with his difficulty and the precision of what others are doing. And
Yes.
so, where does that work ethic come from?
For my difficulty jump.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So for you, uh, like, where does that come from? Where does that, just that feeling of always trying to be better?
Ego.
Ego. All right. I
Everyone
like
have
it.
ego. You'll see
Yes, sir.
everyone doing martial arts when they're 60 still compete. It's ego. If
Yep.
man's no ego, they will die. Nothing to
Right.
do. Yeah. We all have ego. We do it for ourselves, for our ego. But we all know benefits from martial arts, friendship,
Yes.
see each other,
Yes.
keep yourself young. You know, socializing. Otherwise, you are sick. Man need to go
Yes.
all out. Yeah, make
Right.
friend, talk.
That's
Yeah,
true.
do
That's
martial
true.
arts. Yeah.
And you inspire so many different people as well. Young students. There's a couple that actually are on AKA now and are still are training with you and competing all over the place. And again, it's cool to see because we talk about how Taekwondo is not doesn't get the respect it deserves in sport karate tournaments. Same thing with, especially in the junior divisions, the wushu and the kung fu is not necessarily a lot of times they don't know how to judge it, right?
Mm,
Until they get
That's
up to
true.
adults and they're like, all right, now that looks really cool.
yeah. They judge but in Chinese martial arts, wushu is now in junior Olympic games now.
Yes.
So when the wushu have code, the judging code have a lot weapons, touch body deduction, losing little bit deduction, the difficulty jump is a lot of deductions. So details. So
Yes.
I better to invite you guys to like you want to invite you guys go to Dallas, Texas to see the best, the highest rank quality of Chinese martial arts wushu. You will see. I think NASCAR is a little bit different. That's why I would show my that someone they like. It's just show my 10. I just do someone they like. It just improvise because of my skills. But that one, they have many things. Wushu tournament, you have to do this. If you don't do the deduction, don't do this deduction. Any mistake, deduction. Even your ball not right, you got deduction.
Yeah.
Deduction in the code
Precise,
computer.
right?
Yeah.
Just right? Deduction.
Yeah, you get this someone thumb because this deduction is simple.
Yep.
Yeah, had bending.
That's right.
Face the deduction. Yeah.
I love it. These are the things that we want to share on our show because a good amount of our viewers and listeners are from sport karate, but we also have just other martial artists that want to hear as well. And we want just to give more people just the idea of there's other things out there. And so I think this is going to be an awesome event next year. And honestly, Sen Gao, we probably can have you on again to hype it up when you get closer to training and stuff too for it. This has been like an eye-opening interview, an eye-opening time talking and discussing with you. There's so much more to talk about. I know. One question, we didn't get to do it. We talked about what wushu is. What is sanda? So some people think that when they go to the wushu championships, they're only going to see forms of weapons, but they will see fighting, right?
Yes. Chinese martial arts wushu that's why in China we all call wushu, 中国武术. Chinese martial arts wushu have two separate. One is for performing like a taolu. They call Chinese words called taolu for performance, fighting forms, fight weapons. Then the other things you talk about of sanda is a battle part, it's sparring like Muay Thai, kickboxing. The same, you can knock out same thing, like the UFC fighters, but a little bit different. But the kickboxing is Chinese martial arts for 实战. There's this way to fight kick.
And there's takedowns too.
Yeah, take down and throw leg. You can knock out,
Right. And they're on a platform and you can knock them off, right?
Yes. And the stage we call Lei Tai.
Lei Tai.
The Lei Tai. And then if you push your opponent 2 times out of Lei Tai, you win. The Lei Tai is big.
That's it.
That's a lot.
Wow.
In China, we say the 4 words, you covered all. 踢打摔拿. So 踢 means kick, 打 means punch, 摔 means wrestling, grab a leg, tripped. 拿 means self-defense, choke the neck, grab a leg, breaking. These 4 words, including all martial arts. 踢 kick, you doing taekwondo kick all the time. Boxing, 踢打摔拿 in kickboxing, they have it. But a little bit the na, because you have gloves, you cannot grab well. That's for traditional kung fu, 踢打摔拿. So they have glove, but still can touch leg, trip it, throw away out of the Lei Tai. So that's great. I think
That's awesome.
a lot of people like to say stand up more than forms.
I think it's a well-rounded.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Oh, do it.
Yeah. It's exciting because that way people know that there's more to it, but there's, that's why I think it's a really exciting event that's going to happen. So I hope we find out more about it. We want to cover more of it on our show and on Martial Arts Internet Network. you got any last thing to say, Alex, before we say bye to Sen Gao?
Yeah. I got 2 quick questions I want to
Yes.
know about.
Yes,
So
please.
you told us so much about,
Mhm.
well, you told us a fair amount about, what it was like training in China. And then
Mhm.
now we're here, we're in the States, and we're going to have the world championships. Because I don't know, is China really the best? And I say it this way, like in Taekwondo, the Koreans really, they're the best, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
In like WKF karate, really the Japanese, they're the
Mhm.
best.
Mhm.
What is it like for wushu? Or is it pretty much just like, okay, everybody's good, China's the best? Is
Mhm.
that what it's like?
I think because of the process. Remember, 8 hours per day, 6 a week.
I
Someone,
know.
and in United States, they after school program.
I
Also,
know.
it's the Chinese government to pay you. Also, Asia team started doing same thing. The athletes government start pay the athlete to do the job training. I think sometimes it's better. It's someone have to carry the food. They focus. They
Mhm.
United States we say focus practice makes perfect. When someone don't need to worry about that, it's focus on this and keep doing it. Of course, they have put in more time. They're from China. They it's so hard to compete, but I can compete.
That's awesome.
The
That's
best.
awesome.
How about United States get one gold medal from 16th World Wushu Championship?
Now,
That would be
are
amazing.
you
The second
really
question. Yeah.
excited to represent the United States, or are you a little kind of like bummed out and disappointed that you can't represent China?
I think like for me it's okay. United States. I've sports, music can share, can you know I'm okay with it because I think now I'm a citizen of United States. I just focus on the gold medal. I think it's my time to represent USA. Of course, I'm a USA team, so I believe I'm belong United States. So I'm working hard for United States.
Awesome.
You when
All
you
right,
become
I have
citizen, you
one.
have to wear.
Well, that's leads me to my one last question. So
Yeah.
when you were kind of describing like your path to the citizenship, it just really reminds me of what my family was like when they came to be a citizenship.
Hmm.
My grandparents, I think they failed their citizenship test like 5 times. All right.
Oh, okay.
What was the was it stressful? Were you nervous? Were you scared? What was it like, the path to becoming a citizen? Because Jeff and I don't know because we
We
were
don't
born
know.
here.
Yeah. You had to pass the 100 questions, history, and even what are the longest the river of United States. Basic the 100 questions. For me, it's hard because this is my second language.
Right.
Yeah.
So I've been be prepared half year. Just started 100 questions. Even I'm training running, I'm listening, writing, and I be prepared half year. So one time I got it passed. Everything you have to be prepared because you want it. Also here, I want to have special thanks. One of my senior students, retired military officer from Air Force. He's a retired Colonel Shelby
Mhm.
Jones. He's helping me a lot. I
Awesome.
feel part of a military. I have to do it. Plan to study act. To have a plan to working on it. That's the best process. That's why I get it there. I think that's the best. Special thanks for him, and also I earned it. Everybody working hard. It's more opportunity in United States. We are fair. Just
Mhm.
working. You get it.
Awesome, man. Well, Sen Gao, thank you so
Yeah.
much for joining us, man. This has been so much fun. We have learned a lot. I know Alex and I are like
Oh,
Just
heck yeah.
excited to learn, but also get to share this with everyone else. So we hope to have you back on soon. All right.
Thank you
Yeah,
very
just
much.
the first
Thanks
time,
for
not the
inviting
last
me.
time.
Yeah, I
Yes.
need
And
everybody.
have a Merry Christmas and a great
Yeah.
end of the year and a Happy New Year. And we will talk soon about and hear more about your training.
Yes, I need everyone support me. Sometimes I'm training by myself, lonely. Crying. Sometimes I just need everybody to say, "Sen Gao, 加油, do it." Thank you,
Awesome.
everyone.
Awesome.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, buddy. You
Yeah,
have a
we'll
good
see you
one.
next time.
Yes, sir.
Are you kidding me, Jeff?
That was awesome.
Jeff, are you kidding me?
That was awesome, man. That was good stuff.
I always want to bring him back for more questions, but you know me, Jeff.
I know.
We'll go for 45
we
more
would have
minutes.
him on here for like 20 minutes, 20 extra minutes.
You're not lying. Wow, man. wasn't that wild to hear about, like, when he was a kid training?
Yes.
I want to hear more. That's why. I know we're live. I know we're on the show. We're gonna have, you and I are gonna have a private sidebar conversation right now. We gotta have this guy on again. Am I right?
Oh, I know. We definitely do. We definitely have to have him on again because there's so much more details to bring on, and even moments and things to talk about, So a lot of fun. Hope you guys enjoyed that. If you guys, I don't know what's going on, but there's a lot of people not able to be on here live right now. You missed a great interview. So
Nah.
check out the podcast, 8 a.m. Or
Yeah,
if you're listening to a
for those of you guys
podcast,
who are listening,
listen
go
to it.
back and
Yes.
watch this. Watch
Yes.
Sen Gao. It's just, the guy just brings a whole lot. I mean, he kind of spelled it out. I mean,
Yeah.
he just brings almost like performance. Like, he is performance.
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking
That's
of
awesome.
that, I gotta tell you. So you see my Christmas sweater today?
Yeah.
For those of you guys who are listening, you can't see. I got my Minnesota Timberwolves Christmas sweater. That, shout out to Troy Sexton. He gave me this. Right. Here's why I bring it up, other than the fact that it's cool. Today, I was listening to a different podcast. It's pretty dope. It's called Knuckleheads, right? It's with Quentin Richardson and Darius Miles.
Yes.
Their guest today, well, on the podcast it released today, was Kevin Garnett. So obviously, I want to wear my T-Wolves sweater, right?
Right.
Kevin Garnett, and there's a reason why I'm talking about it, because of Sen Gao, is 100% real, raw, and extremely intense.
Yeah.
I feel like we just got the Chinese version of that.
Yeah.
I mean, I just can't believe it, right? Some of the stuff I want more. I want more
Exactly.
of what he's got.
And-
All right, I'm
and-
sorry, I'm going to geek out.
And again, like,
move on.
I was trying to let him know how different he was compared to others that we have seen. Like, we won't forget Ming Lu, we won't forget DX, but his personality and the way that he wasn't super shy or quiet and just reserved to himself. He
Nope.
really wanted to experience what sport martial arts was like and what NASCA was like. And so he really became, like, part of it. I didn't always feel like, those other competitors did, as it was just different for them. He understood getting yourself out there, from, like you said, from the tour, and the presence, talking to people, meeting, promoting himself. He knew how to do it. And so that's what took him to the next level. So was a great story. And we're going to definitely have him back on again soon. So, all right, to finish our show, last week, we were the first one that heard February 4th. We got VFT, Virtual Fight Tour Grudge Match. We got a date. We got a location. It's going to be in New York. Thomas Wright versus Trey Lazenby. We have talked about this for a while. Now we actually have a real date, and we know it's going to happen. And man, it's going to, I believe from talking to Jesse, it's going to be 2 rounds in the cage. So going to be exciting to see. Thomas has been training. He's been out of the game for 18 years, but he has been training. I don't remember what he told me the last, as far as weight he was down to, but he's lost a lot of weight, focusing, training, and ready for this fight. And, Trey's been active, competing and doing everything. So this is going to be a fun situation, a fun night.
you know, and a viewership standpoint, I kind of selfishly, I don't think it could happen, but I kind of selfishly hope that it ends in a draw so we could have another one.
Another one? Yeah.
Or maybe there's a winner. And then we just like
There has to be a
immediately
winner.
after
Yeah.
be like 3 months, we're doing it again.
Yeah.
You
Yeah, I know, right? It
know?
would be amazing, man. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm
For
super
those of you
excited to
guys
see it.
that don't
I
know,
kind of even want to go up there to watch it live.
I know.
You know, I know that
Hmm.
I know one of the things he was trying to make sure happened as far as Thomas was that Conroy would be there. So I'm hoping that's the case. That's
Yeah,
that's his coach.
that would be pretty cool.
So that's what, especially being in New York, so it's easier for him to get there. So that was one of the things he wanted to make sure that he was there to coach him. From talking to Thomas, and of course, Marcel
Marcel will likely be
up there
Trey's
for
coach.
Trey. What was
Yeah.
that?
I said Marcel is likely going to be
Yeah,
Trey's coach. Marcel Lazenby,
of
right?
course.
You would mean, and
Yeah.
my boy was doing a match like this,
Yeah.
I would be pissed if he wanted somebody else. But I mean, I don't know. I might be accepted. Who knows? He's probably 20, 30 years from that point. You know what I mean? But anyway,
Oh man, this is going to be a good one. What do you think are going to be the keys to the victory? I know we have about 3 months.
yeah, I think it's going to be
3
different.
months
I
away.
think when I try to put myself in either one of them's position, like what would I do if I was Trey? What would I do if I was Thomas? Because there's definite advantages to either, because they're not the same weight class, they're not the same style of fighter.
No.
I pretty much everything about each of them is different in like every way, right?
Except
So
they hit hard.
they both hit hard. That is true. They both hit hard, which means we both win, right?
Yes.
So I think if I were Trey, I think what I want to do, and Trey might listen to this and be like, "You're an idiot." Fine, all right. I think what I would probably want to do is keep Thomas right in front of me, right? But it's hard because if we're in the cage, there's no corner.
Right.
So maybe you don't. I don't know. I say that. I'm like, I don't know. But I think for Thomas, what I want to do is utilize is the opposite, right? Because like I said, these guys are opposites, right?
Right.
I think what I want to do is utilize the fact that there's no corners, that you can't pin me down, right?
Right.
But in the event, the gap's got to close in some way, shape, or form.
I think all right, maybe there'll be some of that movement in the first round. By the second round, I just see, pretty much
I think there'll probably be.
Do we remember when we first
more
started watching
exchanges in the
VFT?
second round?
We're like, it's not. This is awesome, but I wish these guys would use their footwork a little bit more and their movement a little bit more. And I feel like that's what's going to happen, right? I think who's the fastest, who wants to hit the other one harder. But there will be some strategy to it. I mean, I really believe so. But we're talking about two veterans, and one who really understands. Well, one who has one of the for his weight class has a super fast blitz. For him to go straight on, he knows how to get there fast. The other one, Thomas, that was his expertise as well, but also like he did it in a little bit different way. You know what I mean? Like with his ridge hands and his his duck unders and things. It's just the small intricacies of this fight are going to be fun to watch.
I think one of the things that we got to say about Trey is that his spacing is very good.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm always, when I watch Trey fight, I'm always kind of impressed as to how, because Trey is typically always bigger than the guy he's fighting. Right.
Yeah.
Which, when you're the bigger guy, it is much easier for your leg to get jammed when you're kicking defensively. Right? You got a smaller fighter who's coming to you, right? If you're not in control of that gap, it's very easy for your leg to get jammed. And he doesn't typically have that happen a lot, right? Everybody does. It's going to happen. That's what's great about this sport. If you really think
Right.
about it, everybody is going to lose. It's just going to happen. Everybody's going to get hit, right? Think if it were like the NBA. If like everybody got dunked on, right? Are you that kidding me? There's no way. That doesn't happen, right?
Right.
Not everybody gets dunked on, right? Not everybody gets the ball stripped, in mid-court, and they got a shot right in your eye. That doesn't happen to everyone, right? But it does happen to everybody in this sport. Everybody does lose at some point,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
So that part's great. So but that is something that I'm typically always pretty impressed with Trey, that like you're bigger, you are definitely a hit hard guy, but like he manages his spacing very well, right?
Yeah.
Hang your hat on that for Trey. But now it's like, all right, you have your spacing is very well. Thomas does that in a circular motion.
Yeah. So I guess Thomas, yes, knows how to use his movement around, but yeah, he knows how to still go straight ahead, but instead of just like a straight on blitz, he'll hit you with like a hook type motion, but while it's still going forward, right? So like I'm just trying to explain it. Duck unders and ridge hands were his best thing, right? So that's a ridge hand is not a straight on technique, but the way he did it, like it was. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it was straight over where it hit them right in between the eyes. It was not going around like some tradition would do it, like a hook. It would be over top, like an overhand right or left, depending on which side you're on.
I could be wrong, but I don't think it's going to happen almost at all.
Those?
I don't think it's going to, right?
I mean, it's something we don't see much anymore in sport karate, really.
I think I think there might be a reason why. Maybe I'm just the guy who's wrong, right? But for those of us who did that, right, in the 90s, in the early 2000s, right? I would say in the early 90s too, right? Late 80s, but it was a 90s move, right?
Yeah.
So that shit hurts after a while, right? I'll never forget. I hyperextended both of my elbows, right?
Yeah.
In the same fight and back-to-back clashes because I was trying to do this to someone, right? And I did it, and sure enough, I did it, and I went bang, hyperextended my elbow, and I was like, shit. I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna show them how good I am. It don't matter what side. I'm gonna do it on the other side. Bang, and I'm like, now what the hell am I gonna do?
Yeah, exactly.
Now I'm sitting here with two limp elbows. I can't pick my hands up. Oh, good thing I can kick a little bit.
Well, also in the 90s, people kicked more too, and with the front leg, and it was more of a that's pretty much how you jam the leg. You put your front hand on that foot and hit over top, and those guys in that Kentucky area, Tennessee area, just knew how to do it better than anybody, and it was just great to see.
Well, hey, I got a question about this, and you might be able, because I don't know this person, and you probably will. It was funny. I was just realizing this. I was like, wait a minute. Thomas and I are the same age.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. So we would have been in the same divisions. Obviously, as juniors, Thomas was successful, and nobody knew who the hell I was, right?
Oh, I thought you were going to say, well, I was tall, he was short. I don't know.
No. They didn't have tall and short.
Oh, right.
They just had fight, right? Yeah. And some of those, it wasn't even 16 to 17. It was 15 to 17. Remember that?
Yeah, it was 15 to 17.
Right? Yeah. Which I think we fought on a couple of those. But I remember this. It was the 97 Diamonds, right?
Mm.
And I didn't win, right? And I'm watching Thomas fight. And he's fighting this dude he was Team Elite, right? So that's why I'm like, Jeffopedia, help me out, right? So, and I literally
Peter Alunde then.
Say what?
It was probably Peter Alunde then.
See, just like that.
Yeah.
I knew you'd have it. All right. So, how old was I then? So I would have been 16, right? Which means he probably would have been too, right? So that's who you're saying it probably was.
Yeah. Because at that time, Peter was on the team. That Thomas didn't join Team Elite until the end of '98.
Word.
At the Battle Run.
Right. Yeah. So here's why I was doing this. So it was a big, deep division. We're talking 30 plus,
Yeah.
maybe maybe not 40, but it was definitely north of 30, right? For just the 16 and 17-year-old kids,
15,
right?
17.
In 97, was it like that?
I think it was still 15, so yeah, because the division was
Sure.
maybe it just actually you might be right. It might have just got moved, but I
Dude,
think
you're gonna know more than me.
yeah, I think it was still 13, 14, but I don't know yet. Yep. Go ahead.
So anyway, and I remember I made it through a couple rounds, didn't make it. It was cool. There was a deaf kid in our division. Kid was, and he won a few rounds. I think he won like 2 rounds. And I'm like, how the heck this guy can't hear stop? And the refs figured out right away, like, no, you're gonna have to physically stop because this kid can't hear, right?
Right.
That was it's such an interesting one. And I remember I'm like, my dad was next to me. I'm like, Dad, give me your camcorder. Listen to that. I'm like, Dad, give me your camcorder. And he goes, you're done. And I'm like, no, Dad, you got to get this. And I have it in the basement today on a
Nice.
VHS tape. So look at this. Look at what I would have to do to be able to view this. I would have to take the VHS tape and get it to a DVD.
Yeah.
Anybody got any DVD players? So now I'd have to take that old piece of technology, put it to another old piece of technology to get that to a newer piece of technology.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And
right?
then I got to somehow get that to my TV. What do I do? If anybody's got any ideas as to how to do this, shoot me a message because there's a bunch of stuff like that. I have no
I have
idea
a
what
bunch
to do
too.
with.
I have tons that I want to put on as well.
I just
so.
realized that the other day when, oh my gosh, my brother gave me a bunch of blue CDs. I'm telling you, like probably 20 plus. And I'm like, oh, don't worry, I'll just put them in the laptop and I'll put it onto the external hard drive, no problem. And Lindsay was like, you don't have a DVD drive or a CD drive. I'm like, oh shit, of course I don't. What the hell? Right? So anyway, so I told my dad, I was like, Dad, you got to give me this thing. So I think I watched I had like 2-3 fights of his, right?
Yeah.
And it wasn't just the ridge hand, right? Thomas had this way, because now that I'm talking about it, I can kind of process it and go back in time. Remember back in the day, the lean back hook kick? Remember how much everybody did it, right? Yeah. But like if you guessed wrong, like you paid the price, right? Like you were like, guys knew like as they're coming typically off of a kick and then follow up blitz, correct, right? Kick, follow up, and then boom, the defensive hook kick comes up, right? It was like you drew him in, like, all right, go ahead and try to follow up and blitz me. Pow, I got you, right? Yeah, that's what it was. But if you guessed wrong, ooh, you got hit not just with the punch, but your head likely hit the ground, right? Yeah. However, right, because the other guy wants to hit you so bad like that, sometimes you can overextend yourself and now your chin pops out. You could get knocked out with that hook kick. Yeah. He dropped a bunch of those too, right? Yeah. I don't know what I'm going to see. If I was a betting man, which we all know my betting experience is
don't
bad,
do it. Yeah.
Right?
Not the good fan.
I would think there's probably not going to be a ton of ridge hands, and probably not a bunch of like lean backs and duck unders.
No.
I don't know, man. I was done with those by the time I was 23. Right?
You're right.
So,
oh man, this is going to be good. So, yeah, and you're talking about Peter. He was fighting Peter Lunday. I saw Peter Lunday at Miami, so it was good to catch up with him. We took a picture of myself, Jesse Ray, and Marcel.
That's right.
Yeah. So we had a good time talking and hanging out. So, two amazing competitors. This is going to be a great fight. So, get ready, guys. Go ahead and start getting your tickets now. virtualfighttour.com, and it's going to be a big one, man. So, all right,
big deal. What you got going on this weekend, Jeff?
What is this week? Oh, so I have my Christmas banquet for my karate school. So I have a busy weekend. I'm putting that together, giving special different awards out for every student, where we talk about all of them and just share different things. So it's a good event that we put on, a potluck dinner, and where we just get to talk about our students and share some good times and hang out. And then Sunday is the Christmas parade that's pretty much ends right outside these doors here. So it goes about 2 miles.
You're gonna
And
be in the parade?
yeah, I'll be in the parade with
Oh,
my school and stuff. So we'll have a good time doing that. We also are supposed to have a team workout with Heartland South this weekend. I don't know what's going to happen with that. It's a busy weekend, man. I'm saying
ooh,
said
workout.
yeah. I said
Number.
yes to too many things. So,
Wow.
but yeah, that's supposed to be here too as well.
In your school?
Yeah, yeah, I know.
Dude, Shelly not gonna be happy with you.
No. No.
Just saying. I know
Oh,
that.
man. How about you, man?
You know, I've always got gigs, man. Always
Yeah.
DJing. Like I said, I'm trying to get the reps. I'm trying to do it, and I'm getting better. You know what? I'll tell you this. And I've been pretty much the insiders have been here. We've had the show longer than I've even, picked up turntables.
Right.
So this is something that people that are DJs know, but like you just don't know until you're doing it. Scratching is really freaking hard. It's really, I'm gonna tell you this. So you know how some people just can't kick on both sides.
Right.
They just don't have the coordination. It's just not gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same. So what you look like, and people, because there's a lot of people who listen to the show that are probably better than me. All right, I get it. Right. What you do with one hand, it looks like what you're doing is with the hand that's actually on the turntable. That is not the hard part. It's the crossfader, and like they move at different times, so it's like I'm so uncoordinated with it, and it's so humbling. And Nick Schneider always tells me this. He goes, "How's it feel to be a white belt again?" And I'm like, "Dude, you're right."
You're right.
Like, because I can't do. I literally feel so remedial when I'm trying to do this. I'm like, yeah. But it's kind of exciting at the same time. It's like, oh, that's something cool I need to do, right?
Oh man,
So,
that's cool stuff.
got a little bit of that. We got some. We got a Christmas party tomorrow night. Well, I guess tonight for when most people are going to be listening to the show.
Yeah.
Right? So yeah, we got Christmas party. I love doing Christmas parties, man. They're going to be cool.
Awesome, dude.
You got any Christmas party traditions? You got anything you guys do?
Not really. I mean, there's a couple of parents and students that have parties that they invite us to in the area and stuff. So sometimes we do that. Some used to always be a Christmas Eve party that we would go to church and then go to the Christmas Eve party that was right next to the church, and then go back to do the Christmas Eve service or the midnight service. But we haven't done that in a long time. Those people moved away, but that was something we used to always do. So. And Christmas is the next day is my birthday, so it's always.
Bro, I was gonna ask you about that too.
Yeah.
Actually, I can tell you, Jeff, before we go, check this out.
Oh.
So Lindsay and I's anniversary is the 14th, right?
Wow, you got married.
Which that will be next week. We'll have the show, right?
Yeah.
So, but we're not gonna celebrate it in the middle of the week. Oh no, don't worry.
Okay.
This thing is gonna be the bomb, right? This is 9 years, right? So we got this resort that we're going to. It's a couple hours away, right? And it is like, it's going to be uncomfortable for me at first because I'm so not used to this. It's a spa resort. It's the kind of spa resort where people just walk around in robes.
Yes.
That's all. They just walk around in robes. And just saying,
a bunch of wannabe Hugh Hefners, right?
But it's like, no, and like, I don't know if they had this like, oh, I'm going to go over here and get the cucumber bath, or I'm going to go over there and get this, oil massage treatment. And and that's just what they do. And it's like, it's so, because I don't like people touching me. Right.
Right.
So like the last massage I got was on my honeymoon. Right. It's true statement. Right. So, it's going to be, I'm very, very excited about it. Dude, we got, like, if you're going to go, just go ahead and do it. So we got like the coolest suite that you could get. Like, I'm super stoked about this thing. It's going to be the bomb. Right. So.
Nice.
Hopefully,
dude,
I don't.
You're the person that doesn't like getting massages. I try to get one at least once a week. Doesn't always happen with time wise.
A massage once a week?
I definitely need to. I probably need to do more than that because My massage therapist is really good. She'll like she understands just how messed up and my body is from all these years of doing stuff. So she'll actually like stretch my leg and like put, like normal stretch that I'll do by myself. She'll do it, but then push my leg to my chest and stretch things out and stuff. So yeah, she definitely knows what she's doing.
I know we're pushing over time, but I got to ask you this. Said it. What do your hips feel like on a day to day?
It's actually not my hips that are bad. Right now, it's my hamstring. All the way up to
hamstrings are rough. Jeff Doss's hamstrings are in rough shape.
My right leg too. Right now, like since 2009, maybe I've had a pulled hamstring, on and off, pulled, torn, whatever. Yeah, and but it's not where most people have it in the muscle. It's where the tendon attaches,
like right by the butt cheek, right?
Yeah, that area. So that's always been tough. It's been really hard now. Just this year, I pushed it really hard, and we're trying to make it stronger and better, but then continue to keep competing as well. So this time, Ross and I talked a couple weeks ago. We're like, this is a good time to really heal it for over these next 2 months, and work on it. But yeah, it's different, man. Yes, cupping is great for certain muscles. I do cupping. I do acupuncture, lots of different things. So just it's all, the more like you really learn that you got to take care of your body and you got to do different things and try different stuff. Of course, foam roller, everybody go and roll, do that. That's very important. Also, even doing getting the medicine ball and laying on that where you have that pain and just laying and compressing at that area for like 2 to 3 minutes. It hurts, but it's really important. It releases that pain, releases that tension in the muscles. So, or get a lacrosse ball. Those are great too. So,
oh yeah, Lindsay's got one. I got her one, and I think she was using that for a while. But like, I think it's easier to say, like, Alex, can you rub this? Oh, that's another funny thing. Like, I don't know what it is, but as soon as I like start rubbing something, like I fall asleep.
That's a
true, and it's like it's not. I'm not faking.
You sound like me because I kind of use that. I'm falling asleep. Yeah, no, I know that's a good excuse there.
Would be like, can you just get this side of my neck? It's really rough, and of course it is. If we spend a lot of time, because she does amazing 3D renderings, right? So she's got to do a lot of them. Right after a while, you kind of hunched over. It does hurt, so I'm over there, and all of a sudden, my hands will just stop moving. So I kind of turn around, and my eyes are closed, and I'm literally just drifting off to the side. Yeah,
that's funny. That's good stuff. Thanks for sharing, Lindsay. Yep, cupping, percussion gun, all great things for the body. We got to make sure we need to actually have Ross on sometime and talk about that, and some other people talk about that. So that would be great stuff, man. Yes, give your ladies gift certificates for Christmas. It definitely is a big deal.
Yeah, it really is better than the little like.
We might need to talk about that next week. So Christmas suggestions, gift ideas, inside scoop on gift ideas. That may be a good one for next week.
Oh, here's a little teaser for something for next week. I'm gonna tell you this, okay? Because my daughter, she was fighting, right? So she's been fighting.
Right.
I'll give you guys a little teaser. Because I went and I ordered her a full set of gear and bag and everything from pretty much most of and I didn't get exclusively everything from one spot. I got them from different areas. I got a little bit of Century. I got a little bit of Macho. I got a little bit of Asian World, right?
Yeah.
I've got reports back on this that I haven't shared with anybody yet. And I've got a final price tag that I did not use any kind of discount on. Just wait for what you think that will be.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I probably know, but yeah.
You probably guess I know.
We'll share next week.
Dude, this was a great one.
This was. Thank you guys for joining us. If you didn't get to hear all of it, go back and listen to the interview. Sen Gao tells about his story of growing up doing martial arts in China, touring Europe and China, and then coming over to the United States with one suitcase and $100, and just like he says, his skills. And it's awesome, man. So,
dude, that's wild. So cool.
That's cool,
I'm excited about it. So guys, share the episode with your friends. Tell them you got to hear this amazing Chinese man, because he makes martial arts sound amazing, because it is.
It is.
All right. This has been another episode of Inside Scoop with Alex and Jeff. I am Alex Dingman.
I'm Jeff Dawes. See you guys next week. Have a blessed one, guys.